Hey guys, what's up? Dan here again, and want to talk about a couple things. As you can tell by the title, I finished another Airtech 2000, or no, not 2000, sorry, 3000. My bad. And I just wanted to go over it really quick. I'm going to be having a war pretty soon in August, so I'm just making as many blasters as I can, just in case there's some people that need blasters, and these are great primaries. I might even use one. This will probably be the one that I use, and then I'll lend out my other one if I use an air gun. But yeah, let's jump into the mods, and then after I did a few things to my ESLT, yeah, or ESTL, whatever, and I'll show you that as well. So start from the front. Got some 3/8 polycarbonate barrel spacers made by me, and they're polished, rounded over discs, both of them. I think they turned out pretty nice. 1-inch 17/32 brass stubs in the back with foot-long PETG barrels. I got a new seal in here. I've never tried a rubber seal before on Airtech 2000 or an Airtech 3000 or an Airtech 4000, so I thought I'd try rubber. So what it is it's a metal washer. I don't think you can see in there, but it's a metal washer, and then I think 3 layers, 2 or 3 layers of craft foam for like compression, and then a rubber washer. And the middle of the rubber washer is like widened, obviously, because they're quite small. So you got the rubber washer that's actually making contact with the turret, and it's giving me a great seal. Very little friction. It's working good. I'll show you the seal on the turret. If I pump it too many times, I can't keep my finger on it. It blows my finger off. So I got like 3.5 pumps in there, and oh, yeah, I couldn't hold it down. So 100% seal on the turret. Hope you heard that. And then do it again. Yeah, so the seal turret is 100% seal. I don't know if you can hear that, but anyways, rotation mech is held down in the same way that I always hold it down. It's the way Nerfomania does it. I learned how to mod a 3K from his video, and if you haven't modded one of these and you want to, his video is a good video to watch. This was basically like, well, the blue one that I did a long time ago was like one of my first big mods, and that video really helped me a lot. And it kind of, I don't know, it just kind of got me into air guns again. I absolutely love air guns. The pump has been replaced with a Magstrike pump, and yes, I'm aware, or sorry, no, it's a Hornet pump. And yes, I'm aware that this is a Magstrike handle, but it's actually a Hornet pump. I just put a Magstrike handle on it because I like that, and I did that to my other one. Rear loading slot cut in the back, very smooth. I did it a little smaller than my old one, and this one's actually a little cleaner. What else? Hot glue mod on the trigger. I filled up the goo gauge just with water, actually. There was like the blue stuff in here already, and then I just put water in it, and it's pretty full now. There's no like bubbles really. What else did I do to this? Oh, this actually has an expanded tank valve, which I thought was really cool. It's a little hard to do, and you have to do it with like a really sharp X-Acto knife, and then be careful not to screw up the seal. And then since I learned this the hard way. The seal inside is rubber, and it's not. I don't think it's glued in. And if you expand the tank valve, there's less there's less plastic for the rubber to contact into. So when you shoot, if you pump it over 5 times, when I had this tank expanded, you'd actually shoot the rubber seal out of the tank. It would shoot out of the barrel, and it'd actually go pretty far. So I had to put that back in, which was a pain in the ass, and then it happened again. So I realized, okay, I have to glue this in. So the rubber piece is super glued in to the little pin part, and now the expanded tank valve is working great. I don't really know how big the hole is. Probably probably 3/8 maybe. I guess, yeah, 3/8. Um, and it's actually working pretty good. It doesn't really improve range, but I think I'm getting maybe an extra 5 feet or something. This is shooting 110, maybe. I didn't really range test it, but it's shooting far like all 3Ks do. I got a little pump stop in there. It's just a PVC pump stop. Real simple stuff. Tubing's replaced, and I have a quick disconnect here, just in case I ever need to change out the pump or change out the tank. I don't want to have to be cutting the tubing. I can just quick disconnect. And since I have a lot of extra 2K tanks, I can change the tank if I want. And I think that's pretty much it. I love these blasters. They're great to make, and if you haven't made one, definitely make one. I noticed I got a bunch of new subscribers recently, which is nice. I seem to be getting one every couple of days, which is cool. So thanks, guys. I appreciate that. And I'm just gonna grab my other blaster here. And I've always liked this blaster. I've always thought it was cool. It was a cool idea, and it's like a nice build, and I just like the look of it and whatever. But it never really performed that well. Like, even with really light silicone domes, it just never fired that far. It fired like 80 feet, maybe like 60 to 80 feet. Like, it fired almost like elite ranges, like 75 feet. It wasn't really shooting as hard as I'd like, so I changed it. Not a lot, but I did quite a bit of things to it. This hopper is a shorter hopper, and that kind of helps. But with the stuff that I've done to it, you can have a nice long hopper on it, and it doesn't affect it. I've changed the barrel. I'll take it off for you. The barrel is just a piece of PETG, but it's if you watched one of my other videos where I was talking about that PETG that's the same dimensions as CPVC, that's what this is. So, see how thick it is? It's basically CPVC. It's just as tight as CPVC, or maybe slightly looser, but it's clear, and that's more fun. And I just got a piece of clear PVC on the end. So yeah. And then with the back, I lessened the dead space even more because I had the CPVC stub as short as I possibly could, and then the PVC stub as short as I possibly could, which brought back the Y a little bit compared to like there was like maybe an inch of dead space when I got it. But now I've completely removed the CPVC stub and the PVC stub, and it's literally just the CPVC elbow with a little bit cut off actually, and then it's just wrapped in E-tape to make it snug on the Y, and that's airtight. And that's as far back as you can really get the Y, which took maybe another half-inch of dead space off. And then I took it completely apart, and I gooped the CPV stub going up, and then I gooped the elbow onto the CPVC stub. And then I gooped this blue piece here. I gooped the back part into the plunger tube, and I gooped the two screws here. And then the way one of these guys seals is, I don't know if I can get in here. Let's see. I'll turn the lamp on, and let's see if you can see in here. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. You see those screws right in there, and then that blue thing? I know it's hard to see, but, oh, there. So see those three screws on that plate? That is holding down an O-ring that is perfectly sized, like the center of it, the inner diameter is perfectly sized for that black rod. So it seals around that black rod, and then I guess it seals the hole for the plunger tube, like, because the plunger rod's got to pass through it, so that's like trying to seal the air in so it doesn't leak out. It just goes out the elbow. But it doesn't really do a very good job on it. This had a really bad seal when I got it. But that's just the nature of these blasters. Like, it's not Mostly Harmless Arms' fault. It's just how these things are. Like, they just don't seal that well. So what I did was I took it off. I put a bunch of grease in the O-ring, and I greased up this whole rod so it runs a little smoother. And then I put goop like around the ring, around the O-ring, but not enough to get in the center, just a little bit. And then I screwed the plate back on, and then I ran goop around the seam, the edge, and I just smoothed it out with my fingers, so it's like a perfect coating of goop, and it's holding the air in a lot better now. Like, I don't think I've ever seen one of these blasters seal like this. Like, watch this. And I know that's still not a good seal, but when I got it before, it just would go like, and it wouldn't seal at all. So it's sealing much better now, which I'm happy about, and it actually shoots a lot harder. But I think that's due to the work I did up front. So first off, I put a clear grip on it. I found a piece of 1-inch clear PVC at just this store that I go to, and it was the perfect length to go into this T, so I put a clear piece in there, and then I have so much clear PVC now, because at that store that I got the 1-inch from, there was literally probably 10 6-foot sections of clear PVC, and the guy, I asked him, like, how much do you want for all of it? And it's used, obviously, like, this is scrap, and he buys it from, like, a big company or whatever, and that's where I get my polycarb from sometimes, too. He was like, oh, I don't know, give me, like, 20 bucks, and I gave him 20 bucks plus tax for, like, about 10 6-foot sections of clear PVC, which is so cheap, so I used it for the grip, and I think that clear grip looks pretty nice. And then I took the extension spring out, and I put latex tubing, and it's just some really stretchy latex tubing from Home Depot, and it's harder to prime now, which means this latex tubing has more power than the extension spring did, and it's also a lot quieter than the extension spring used to be, because when the plunger head would hit, the extension spring would vibrate and it would, you know, make some noise, but now it's just a clean pop. Like, it's the quietest blaster I have for sure, and I absolutely love it now. I would definitely use it, and it's war-worthy now. It shoots really far. You still have to use silicone domes in it to get the best performance, but it shoots 100 feet now, no problems, and I love it. Let me just put the hopper back on. I don't think I have any darts, so I can't shoot it, but it's super nice. And this was really easy to do. The only shitty thing is latex tubing is fairly expensive. It's like 20 bucks for a big length of it, and you only use like maybe a quarter of the length. And it's just the latex tubing was folded in half and then ran through, so there's 4 pieces of it, and then it's tied onto the nylon rod in here. So you can see that, and then here's the tubing. And then another thing I did was, I don't know if you can see that, but that's the part that used to catch on the little catch thing down here, the double lever catch. That little nub, that spot that's all worn out was the place that it used to catch. So I rotated this little thing, and like it was catching before, I just thought I should rotate it while I've opened up the blaster, just to make sure it's catching properly. And I guess this little thing is good because, like, it only needs about like a quarter inch of the space on here to catch, so I could rotate this a lot of times before I need to buy a new one or just make one, whatever. If I have access to a 3D printer now, kind of, through school, so I could probably just print one now. And yeah, just wanted to show you guys that. I got some new subscribers and stuff, like I said, so I thought I should make a video, and I hope you guys like it. I know I do. And if you live in the area, like if you live in Ontario, specifically like Mississauga, Toronto, Scarborough, Brampton, you know, even some further places like Kitchener, Waterloo, I don't know, Guelph, stuff like that, around Mississauga, Toronto area, like GTA, Ajax, whatever, We are having a war on August 15th, and we'd love to see you there. It's going to be at Arundel Park on August 15th. Um, and there's going to be quite a few people coming for the first war in a long time in Canada. I think it's going to be a good turnout, or not in Canada, but in Ontario. I think there'll be at least 6 people so far, 6 to 8. Hopefully, we can get like 10 or 12 people. Um, and yeah, if this starts to get like a regular thing, I'm gonna be making a Facebook group because I really admire the Southeast Nerf Club. I think that's awesome. They got like a nice, good group of people that war like almost every month or whatever, and I want to do that here. So I'm gonna call it like the Ontario Nerf Club or something, and I'm just gonna make a Facebook group and everyone can join, and we'll have updates and we can chat and figure out times to have wars and whatever, and we can do some trading and whatever. I'm going to be selling foam. I've always sold foam in the area, but I'll be selling foam on that. If you need foam for the war, let me know. Right now, I only have beige foam for sale. I have Sierra Rod beige foam, which is from Forsaken Angel 24. That's the foam he used to sell. Or I have Hot Rod XL. The Sierra Rod is good foam, and it's thinner. It's like Springer fit in CPVC, and then Airgun fit in like PETG or something. And then the foam that I have, these Hot Rod XL, that's Springer fit in like PETG and like 9/16 brass, and then it's Airgun fit. Well, it's not really Springer fit in PTG, but it's tight in PTG. It's fine for Springers and it's fine for air guns, but you can stretch it. I usually stretch it so then it's Springer fit in CPVC, and I have no problem stretching it. Like you can stretch that foam so thin and it's still really strong, or you can leave it really fat and like use aluminum barrels and whatever. Or it even fits in copper. Like it's airgun fit in copper piping, half-inch copper piping, which is super easy to get, like stupid easy to get. Um, but yeah, anyways, just a little update on war, some blasters. Hope you liked them. I was also thinking of doing something. I don't know if this would go over well, but I was thinking of making a blaster once a month and selling it on eBay. Just like a random blaster, maybe like a homemade, like um, some kind of snap or uh, a plus bow would be a little expensive, and same with rainbows. I probably a rainbow. I'd put a rainbow before a plus bow because plus bows would be a little expensive. And then if I don't sell it, then I'm stuck with it, and I don't really want another plus bow. But yeah, let me know what you think of that. I'm thinking of doing an overhauled 5K and putting it on eBay. It'll be brass breeched, just like my other one, and just a really nice mod. So yeah, let me know in the comments below if you think that would be cool or if you think it's a good idea or whatever. I'd like to know. But anyways, guys, I'll talk to you later. Hope you're all doing well. And like always, I'll see you on the forums. Bye.